Live local events are one of the most powerful tools for local business marketing. I'm going to share with you a step-by-step framework to not only create your very first event or your next event, but also get more event registrations than you've ever had, get them to show up to the event, and help them convert into paying clients. So before I dive into the exact steps that it takes to create this live event, I want to make sure you understand just how powerful it can actually be. The first thing that it's going to do is produce lower cost leads on the front end. The second thing it's going to do is produce that know, like, and trust factor with your audience, which is crucially important and actually helps them convert a lot easier. The final thing that it's going to do is educate your prospects in the best possible way to make sure that they understand exactly what they need on their end, what to look for in someone like you, and why you are the very best possible choice. So the very first thing you need to do when creating this event is to obviously decide on a topic. People who are serious about looking for a business like yours or interested in a product or service, they actually want information on that product, service, or type of business. However, a lot of businesses, they're only promoting things like their ultimate consultation or appointment or that step right before the sale. The problem with that is some people, they might feel like that's too much pressure. So doing this group style training or seminar, it makes it a great opportunity for them to feel like they can get all the information they need and that they're not there to be sold to necessarily. Don't make it about you, make it about them. What do they need to know to make the best possible decision? If you don't feel like your business is one that has a great potential for that educational seminar, which you probably do, but if you really don't feel like you do, consider something like a demonstration. Once you've decided on that topic, I would commit to it for a very specific amount of time. You're actually going to create a system for this event. If you're changing the topic constantly, your ads will need to change, your landing pages will need to change, all of the information will need to change. The beauty is that you can run the exact same event with the exact same topic month after month and still get plenty of registrations and actual attendees every single month. Once you've got that topic, we really need to create an offer that's going to be presented at that event. This offer is going to be presented at the very end. This is not a sales pitch disguised as a seminar. This is really a valuable piece of information, but our goal is not just to educate. If we just say, hey, I hope you really liked it, see you next time, you're only gonna get a handful of people that come up to you and ask how they can work with you. Now you wanna think about the format. This could be a seminar where people are sitting down the entire time. You could be speaking to them. That can work fine if that's your only option. I do find that people get a little restless if it gets a bit long, and it's not necessarily as interactive as I would suggest. The alternative to that could be more of a round robin style or something that's more interactive. However, you do need enough space to make that happen comfortably, and you also need to make sure you have enough people. Once you have that plan together, you can begin promoting your event. You don't need to have every single detail in order because you're gonna need anywhere between 2 and 4 weeks to promote that live event to ensure that you get on your audience's calendar as soon as possible, ensuring that they have every ability to show up in person without scheduling conflicts. One of the major mistakes that I've seen people make is setting up a Facebook event. It's definitely something we want to set up, but relying on that event alone is never going to result in a profitable live event. The reason is that there is no easy registration option with that event. It's simply going to give them the option to mark themselves as interested, which is the default. They could click the drop down and mark it as going. And you can ultimately create a couple of questions in that event for someone to fill out, but it is not a seamless process. Most people will mark as interested or going, and they don't have to fill out those steps. Because of that, you're not collecting any information at all, which means you can't keep them excited, you can't send them reminders, you're not getting anyone on your email list. So the question is, where does that event fit into this ad strategy? I consider it a level 1 ad which if you want to learn more, we do have a video on that in this playlist. But this is really about brand awareness, establishing interest. I would highly encourage you to use landing pages as often as possible. The great thing about them is they can be very simple. You don't need a ton of details. You need a strong headline. Do not just give this a weak name and expect that to carry the load. You really want this to focus on why they should care, what the benefit is to them, and why this is going to be powerful in helping them achieve whatever that goal is that they're looking for. I'd also encourage you to kind of choose a branded name for your event, because you will be using this over and over, and people will start to recognize those graphics or those colors and the branding that you've created. You do want to have on the following page an invitation for them to sign up for an appointment or a call or whatever that initial offer is for you, because there are some people who would rather skip over the entire event process, and you can tell them, if you're interested in this information, we'd love to share it with you one-on-one and get the details of what you're specifically looking for or dealing with. Go ahead and schedule your appointment now. Messenger is another great way to promote these, because you're going to get a Messenger subscriber. You're still going to ask for their email. You're still going to ask for their phone number. So when you have someone go to either your form, your landing page, or your Messenger flow, again, just make sure to reiterate that event date. Make sure to collect as much critical information as you need, but don't ask for every single thing you've ever wanted to know. I'd limit it to about 5 questions, maybe name, email, phone number, and maybe 2 additional questions that will help you understand your audience to tailor the content better for them. Also, stress the 3 main things they're going to learn and take away from this, as well as the fact that there will be lunch, what the address is, and what that time is. When it gets to be within 3 or 4 days of the event, I would send out my first reminder. If you've used Messenger, you're going to be able to do Messenger, text, and email reminders. That ensures that regardless of if one of them bounces or doesn't deliver, you're still getting in front of them in some way. I usually do 3 days out, 1 day before, and the day of. So now let's take it to the day of the actual event. Deliver a strong introduction that sets your company apart and makes it clear exactly what you do, how you do it, and why you're the best, why you're qualified to teach this information. When everyone has concluded the content portion, you need to very clearly make an announcement and say, hey, we are so thankful that you guys have shown up here today. That's why we've created this very special offer just for the people in this room today that took the time to show up. Then you're gonna tell them what that offer is. You're gonna tell them when that offer expires, and you're going to tell them how to sign up for the appointment or buy or whatever that ideal next step is for your business. After every event, it's crucial that you follow up with the people who signed up. I'd also call the people who weren't able to make it. Let them know they were missed. Let them know that you'd still like to give them this offer, and if they'd like to schedule an appointment, that's something they can do with you now. Click to view the rest of this playlist if you really want to dive deeper in how to set up those ads properly, how to set up your forms, and really what you need to be thinking about in terms of content to make this as effective as possible. I really hope you enjoy them, and we'll see you there.